China is debatably the world's most interesting insurance market today. They have the consumers are buying insurance rapidly. It's underpenetrated. They have a huge emerging middle class, and it's a giant population country. So for all these reasons, insurance is really proving to be probably the world's most interesting market. One of the other major problems that they have is that the 80% of care is consumed by 20% of a population. And that's true everywhere in the world. But in China, their healthcare system has been designed with a socialist architecture, and it's been designed to take care of the 80%. So if you really get sick in China, you have a very strong need to travel for care. All kinds of cancer, semi-elective orthopedic procedures, just a variety of conditions and procedures that represent the bulk of medical spend in other markets. There's a strong need for the Chinese consumer to travel for care. And so we've known this for years, and we've known that DocDoc had a really unique value proposition to actually empower the Chinese consumer to go abroad for care. And we knew this was a trend that would eventually happen. The problem is with trying to penetrate the Chinese market, it's very challenging, particularly for a foreign company. We were very fortunate to find KTM, and I believe KTM is the world's most successful insurtech company. I have been blown away at what they've been able to do in terms of mobilize the Chinese insurers to use their technologies to reduce cost, use their technologies to empower their clients, policyholders, to have better experiences. And when one of our existing investors had a close relationship there, when we kind of showed them what we were doing with DocDoc, they said, "Hey, this is perfect for our insurance agent platform." They have they have 90% of the Chinese insurance population is represented. KTM represents those insurance companies, and they're now rolling out a next generation application for those policyholders' agents to help provide a better quality of care and a better just overall experience for the policyholder. So we're targeting that. We're working with them on that platform, and we're working with them to empower the agents to help their policyholders with care. So the big barrier in China is the Chinese consumer, by all measures that I've seen, is desperate to find get access to high quality care. And they're desperate for information that can help them with that. And the existing solutions that are in the market are very inadequate. They are doctor directories with a person, a doctor on the call, maybe for telemedicine, but there's no integrated data. See, what you got to understand what DocDoc actually does. So we're not just a company that we're not a medical concierge. We're not a doctor directory. We've built an integrated knowledge ontology that compares doctors based on outcome, price, and experience. Outcome being a measure of the doctor's expertise at performing a given condition or treating a given condition or performing a given procedure. Price, what the doctor charges, and experience, bedside manner. And so we've created a knowledge ontology that allows us to collect data about physicians and compare them at that level. And so then the next step, what we do with that data and that comparison ability is we match doctors that are high quality and charging an average cost for the patient's unique needs with the patient. Nobody else can do that. And one of the biggest fears when you talk to the Chinese consumer, they know that they're not getting great care. They know they want great care. They have no idea how to do it.
Right.
I mean, they really have no idea. They know that, well, if they were really rich, they could fly to Stanford and just pay cash. But you need to understand how truly expensive that is. That kind of care option is only available to well under 1% of the Chinese population. For the other 99, probably 0.5% of that population, they have no idea how to access Bummengrad,
Right.
or how to access Prince Court, or how to access a variety of really high quality physicians at the IHH chains in Singapore. And that's what DocDoc does. So when we go talk to a Ping An or a China Life or a Zhonghua Taiping or any of the top groups, what you'll find is that they'll look at our technology and they won't really understand it. They'll be like, huh. But then when they start seeing the reports run and they start seeing what the consumer does with it, they go, wow, that's interesting. And then they do what always happens in China. And this is why it's so hard to execute in China. It's because they always want to just copy it and then cut you out. You can't copy what we're building at DocDoc.
Right.
Right? We literally had to go door to door to 23,000 doctors to build the network. We had to build the knowledge ontology by hand. So the only way they can copy us is by recreating. And that's really hard to do. DocDoc is one of these unique kind of areas of we're a foundational element of what I call true digital health.
Right.
A doctor directory tied to a telemedicine solution, that's easy. It doesn't provide hardly any benefit to the consumer. It's only really relevant in a large set of care situations when you're in lockdown.
Right.
It was really interesting. Australia had 5 million, during lockdown, they've had 5 million telemedicine consultants, which is a huge number. Over 90% have been done on the phone, right? So telemedicine, the technology doesn't enable that much. The trick is the discovery. How do I help you, policyholder, get access to high quality care in an empowered way and in an efficient way? And that requires a tremendous amount of knowledge infrastructure. Tremendous amount. I mean, DocDoc spent over $25 million in 8 years building out that panel. So think about it this way. I was diagnosed, I eat too much, I eat the wrong foods, I smoke, and I drink, and I'm obese. And so now I go to see the doctor because I'm having chest pain. And the doctor says, hey, look, you have advanced heart disease, and it looks like you're a type 2 diabetic, borderline type 1. That's the moment that you want to be getting involved in terms of a lifestyle intervention with that patient.
Yeah.
Because decision's the father of action. I've gone and seen the doctor. He's just scared the crap out of me. I have to make some big decisions. So when I say that DocDoc, or when we talk in the company about DocDoc being the foundational component and the path of inevitability for digital health, it all starts with collecting enough data and storing it in the right ways that allows you to match the patient with the right care. And once you've started that journey, you can then plug in all kinds of health and wellness benefits. But if you don't start with the right foundation, the rest of this stuff is just gimmicks. Even if they're cool ideas, there's no framework to hang them on that can really improve the quality of care for the physician, the quality of care for the patient.
Right.
Because just giving a person medical advice or health and wellness advice in a vacuum has very low adoption. They already know they should quit smoking. They already know they should get more exercise. These aren't new things. They don't need a digital app to annoy them. I haven't been to an insurer in the last 2 years that I walked in and they were like, they all know they needed to change. Yeah. They all know that the status quo is unsustainable. They were fighting organizational inertia. They hadn't had enough turnover yet in the organizations of old blood versus new blood. And that was happening, but it was happening. It's a process, it takes time. Yeah. But they already knew. What COVID has done is it's brought forward virtualization into the consumer's mind way faster. It's probably taken 5 years of normal consumer behavior time and compressed it into 3 or 4 months. And what that's doing is that's overcoming the insurer's organizational inertia. These organizations are now starting to spend money. They're now really being willing to sign deals. As opposed to, it was like, well, why don't we do it was always some version of, why don't we pay you nothing? You do all the work. And if it works really great, then maybe we'll give you a little. We're not sure yet. Let's just get to that point. And that became really hard to build anything of substance around. We were very fortunate that we're really good at raising money, and our vision's very compelling. And that's allowed us to build a very stable, strong entity to withstand the erosion of their organizational inertia. So Amazon isn't just better inventory. They aren't just more efficient shipping. They aren't just a better price. They aren't just better customer service. And they aren't just a nicer user interface. They're all of it. And the reason that they're all of it is because they created feedback loops that with volume, they were able to optimize. The insurance industry is so antiquated and analog that they don't have those processes in place. Claims department is here. Claims department is here. Actuaries are here. Insurance agents are over here. They're siloed. The DocDoc integrates it. So we're a tool the agent uses to, when they go out and sell new business, it's a clear point of differentiation in the market that's relevant to the consumer. When the consumer uses it, we save money by steering based on cost and quality and taking care of an arbitrage there. When the claim comes in, the claims department, that is automatically fed back into the steering algorithms, so the whole system's getting more efficient. That's what we mean when we say that DocDoc is a foundational aspect of digital health.